time. So to start with, just a little bit about myself. My name is Vibha Kapil. I am an AI tools trainer and automation consultant. I have a background of project and program management for about 18 years. In 2020, at the time of pandemic, I started my own website development company. And in 2022, I realized that I could help businesses set up their techie bit. So I just also started working as a tech virtual assistant. And that's the time I came across AI tools, especially ChatGPT. I was definitely not very happy because I felt that ChatGPT is going to take away my work. And it was definitely not love at first sight. But then even then, I decided to give it a try. And surprisingly, I realized that I and ChatGPT, we work very well together. So that's how I started exploring other AI tools. I started training on other AI tools and also attending webinars and doing a lot of things to know more about AI tools. And as they say, rest is history. Now I teach AI tools to businesses so that they can save on their time and be more productive. So before I start my presentation, a disclaimer, and I'm going to read it out for you. So AI was most definitely involved. This presentation was made in under 30 minutes using AI tools. Let's be clear though, no design teams were harmed or involved, no all-nighters were pulled, and if the presenter starts taking full credit like she hand-painted every slide, please smile politely and move on. It's 80% AI and 20% human creativity and 100% proof that tech can save your precious time. So you can just sit back now, relax, and let's enjoy what's coming. So on a personal way, this is my family. I have two sons, 14 and 12, a 6-year-old sheepadoodle, and my mum, and they are the reason why I do what I do. So moving on to why do we need AI? So I'm just going to share some key data points with you. So as on 2024, 250 million people globally were already using AI tools, which obviously has increased in 2025. And this number is expected to rise to 700 million by 2030. And 200 million people already use ChatGPT weekly. I'm not saying that they use it every single day, but weekly, there are about 200 million people who are using ChatGPT. In the UK, 29% of people have already experimented with generative AI. They have experienced AI tools. It could be that they don't use it regularly, but they have experienced some form of AI tools or the other. Now, AI professionals, if they use AI, they save on about 1.75 hours a day on repetitive tasks. So which comes out to about more than a day in a week. So that's what you can save if you use AI tools. And you must have come across a lot of new platforms, apps coming these days. It's also because coders they can be more productive by using these AI tools. So they can produce up to 126% more output per week. So as you can see, it is really, really helping with the productivity. Now, moving on to the next slide, why small businesses need AI? First, obviously, is your productivity and your efficiency gains. So AI, they can handle your repetitive task. It could be your email sorting, your social media scheduling, or marketing, or making content. So there are so many, or just replying to emails. So that's obviously makes you more productive. It helps you save time. Secondly, because you can save on time and that time translates into cost. You can also save a lot of cost. And also because most of the AI tools that are there in the market, they're still in the introductory phases. So they generally come with free trials. So you can use them for 30 days for free, and they come at very nominal rates. I would say that for a budget of about £100 in a month, you can easily save about 4 to 5 days in a week without paying anyone. Now, it always gives you a chance at better customer engagement, which means you have AI chatbots and you do not require any coding for these chatbots, which means you can just link them to your Messenger, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, your website, and it can take care of your frequently asked questions, at least to start with. So there's always somebody taking care of your customer 24/7. And also, if you are not very you're not you cannot analyze AI, and you also need to probably make smarter decisions based on that, it can actually help you analyze your data. And then, because a lot of people are still not using AI, if you start using AI today, it's definitely going to give you an edge over other competition. So definitely the right time to start using AI. Now I'm going to talk about this very popular tool, which is called ChatGPT. And most of the people think that ChatGPT is for content writing, but today I'm going to show you it can do much more than that. So I'm sure you've heard of ChatGPT, but have you really used to its maximum? Do you actually know what all it can do for you? So it's just not a chatbot. It is much more than that. It can be your a multi-talented assistant if you train it and if you use it properly. And the best part is you control it. So you decide how much control you want to give it, how do you want to use it, and you can use it for whatever purpose you want for your business. And in the end, ChatGPT is all about prompting. How do you write your prompts? So a lot of people come back to me and say that they have used ChatGPT, but it was not good enough, or they did not get the desired output. So the problem is not the output, it's the input. So I strongly believe, as far as ChatGPT is concerned, it's GIGO. When I say GIGO, it's garbage in, garbage out. So whatever prompts you put in, that's the kind of output it's going to give you. So it's very important that when you write prompts, you write those prompts properly and explain everything clearly. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm sure you must be using, a lot of people must be using ChatGPT. And when they use ChatGPT, every time they actually talk about their business. So if they are, say, maybe a marketeer, so when they write a prompt, they would probably say that I'm running this campaign, I'm planning to do this, I have this is my target audience. So you don't have to do it every time. So if you go on the web browser of ChatGPT, and if you click on your profile, then you get this option, which is called Customize ChatGPT. It's also there on your app if you use the app on phone. And again, you just need to go to your profile and it will give you an option called personalization, and you just need to click there. But this one is basically your web browser, how it looks on a web browser. So once you have done that, you have clicked on this Customize ChatGPT. What you can do once you click here, this is the window you're going to see. So when you see this window, it's basically talks about, it has three sections. What do you do? What traits should ChatGPT have? And anything else ChatGPT should know about you. So what do you do? Like for in my example, I have mentioned here what exactly I do. So I'm an AI tools trainer and automation consultant. So how do you want ChatGPT to respond to your queries or questions? So here I have mentioned you can keep the tone friendly, like you are chatting with someone over a cuppa. Keep it simple, easy to understand, no jargon and no tech overwhelm, because that's the kind of clients I get. They are not very techy, so I need to ensure that without realizing I'm not using any tech jargon which they're not able to understand. Also, I want them to use British English because I don't have the option to opt for British English. It becomes difficult sometimes, especially with the spellings and sometimes the words they use. Anything else you want ChatGPT to know? I have mentioned here just a bit of my background so that it knows where I come from. So I'm based in the UK. I'm an business tools trainer and AI business automation consultant. Now, what happens that sometimes when you're writing an email and you realize that that email is not using your tone. So if you have already written an email and you want that email to be used as a sample, or you want to use the same kind of tone, you can actually copy it here under anything else ChatGPT should know about you. So every time you are trying, you want ChatGPT to respond to your email, this is what it's going to do. It's going to keep your tone, the kind of language you use, and maybe if you use it over a period of time, say for 4 or 5 months or 6 months, it even starts thinking like you. So there comes a time when it's very difficult to make out whether you have written it or ChatGPT has written it. I know it sounds scary, but at the same time, it can really help you save on a lot of time. Now I'm going to talk about how you can use ChatGPT for everyday wins. We basically use it for content writing, but is there anything else we can use ChatGPT for? So one is your simplify legal jargon. So when I'm saying legal jargon, it could be anything. It could be if you have bought some product, maybe some insurance or maybe mortgage deed you want to understand, and you want to understand things, how are they going to impact you? So you can actually upload that legal document. If you can't upload it, just take a screenshot and then upload it, and then ask ChatGPT that I am buying this, if you're buying an insurance for this purpose, can you tell me, is it going to work for me? And can you explain to me like you would to a 10 years old? And this is what it's going to do. It's going to summarize it for you, and it's going to explain it to you in a very, very easy terms. Secondly, you want to buy something. This is something which I use very often. So you want to buy something, say you want to buy a camera and you have a budget of £500. So you can actually go to ChatGPT and say, I want to buy a camera and I want a camera which is a compact, it has great quality, decent features, and maybe some feature you really after, you can mention that as well. And then you can ask ChatGPT that can you give me 5 options which are available in the UK with cost features so that you have a comparison. And once it has done that, you can actually go back and say that can you please rate them for me based on their features. And once it has rated it for you, then you can come down to 1 or 2 options and you can decide which option you want to go for. You can actually ask ChatGPT to give you the links of the local stores where it's available so you get the best deal possible. If you're looking for a job and you want to write a CV, generally what happens with every job description, you have to make a little bit of changes in your CV. So what you can do, you can just paste your CV and the job description, the job you are after. You can ask ChatGPT to customize your CV based on the requirements of that JD so that it can highlight the relevant experience. And once it's done that, you can actually also go back and say, can you please help me write some questions for the interviews which you think they can ask me based on my profile? And then also you can ask the answers of those questions. So it can actually help you get ready for any interview. Then comes your website audit. You have a website, and sometimes what happens, because you have that website for 3 years, 4 years, you can't really look at it the way probably your target audience will. So what you can do, you can go to ChatGPT, just paste your website address and ask ChatGPT that, this is my ideal audience. Then you need to define your ideal audience based on their job, their income level, their age, and what problem they need solving. That's why they're coming to you. And then once you have defined your audience, you can ask for a feedback from ChatGPT, whether what is the first impression my website makes? And is there a message clarity? Is there clear about what I offer? And do you think they would be able to understand the language? And also, do you feel the tone is fine, or do I need to simplify the language? Or visuals, have I used enough visuals, or there are too many visuals? I hope they're not distracting the audience. And also, how do you find the navigation? So basically, they can't look what's happening at the background, but at least you can find out things about your UI, your user interface, what customer feels about you when he comes to your website, because this could be your first impression or maybe the last impression. Maybe based on that, they will take a buying decision or whether to have a conversation with you or not. And ChatGPT can definitely help with that. Now, if you are doing social media posts, sometimes you want to find out if the social media posts are working for you. You can actually upload those on ChatGPT and say, this is my social media post. What do you think about it? And I have realized sometimes that few things I would forget, like CTA, and where I forgot to mention my email address or my contact details. ChatGPT reminds you that you've forgotten this, or something which was very important but was not in bold. So ChatGPT would tell you that this is what you need to do. You probably need to make it bold because this is what matters. Another thing could be your marketing audit. You are launching a campaign in the market, and you don't have time to do a market research, but you want somebody to just have a look. So you can actually type your marketing campaign, or just upload it if you have a file, and then say that this is what I'm planning to launch. Can you give me 3 reasons why people are going to, or maybe 5 reasons why people are going to buy from me, and reasons why people will not buy from me? And once you get the reasons why they're not buying from you, you can say, how can I fix these? And then once it gives you an idea how to fix these, you can fix these. And if you have some strong points, you feel that these are strengths of your campaign, you can actually polish them further so that you can attract more audience. Then another thing, as a solo entrepreneur, I think the biggest challenge is that you don't have anyone to brainstorm with. You have business coaches and maybe you have your friends sometimes, but they don't have the same level of knowledge as you have. Business coaches, they come at a price. So what you can do, you can use ChatGPT as your brainstorming buddy. So if you want a workshop title, you want an email subject line, you want a theme for your event, you want a social media hook, you can actually go back to ChatGPT and do a brainstorming session on it. And also, if you have certain creative ideas, you want ideas which probably you've never thought of before, you can actually go back to ChatGPT and give you such ideas, and then challenge those ideas and find out what are the flaws and what are the unexpected ways to look at it. If you want ChatGPT to go back and do a web research on with you, that what all other companies, your competition, are doing, ChatGPT can help you do that as well. Another thing for tradesmen, if there are quick quotes, generally, it takes a lot of time to create those quotes, especially if you're a trade person and you are out in the market. It's very difficult to go back and, so sometimes the quote gets delayed, and by the time the quote reaches your customer, he's already gone to somebody else. So what you can do, you can actually write a simple prompt that write me a quote, like for a kitchen tiling job, approximately 10 square meter. You can mention the materials and what are the labors included and how much you charge for those for a day, and then find average UK material prices, include the source link. So they would actually go back to the stores, find out the prices of whatever you have mentioned, and then give you an estimate total. And then you can actually break it down, make a quotation, and you can send, even give the links if your customer wants to buy it themselves. And then your quotation is ready without you spending hours and hours to do that. Also, if you are somebody who's an expert in the field, you are a techie, you are a website developer, you're a financial analyst, or somebody who has terms which probably a normal person would not be able to understand. You can actually go to ChatGPT and say, can you please explain it to, this is what I'm planning to do for my client. Can you please explain it to my client like a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old so that there is no confusion? And you can explain it to them without any problem. And they would also know that what exactly you're doing. And if you're charging a certain amount, why you're charging that amount. Now, a lot of people think that when you do the content writing, you can just copy paste it. You don't have to do that. You can actually ask ChatGPT to create your content into PDF, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or even Canva. So you can ask for whatever template you want. So it's just not copy and paste, it's the template what you want to ask for. If you're doing any workshops, obviously you can just go to personalization, add how much you charge for each workshop, what is the agenda of those workshops, and then you can, next time you just do a prompt and it will give you all the information. If you want to do a social media post or anything, it will do that for you. And another interesting thing, ChatGPT is just not about work. If you're going for a meeting and you want to understand, you're very confused, what should you wear? You can actually ask ChatGPT to do that. If there is something, there's something you've seen, maybe a blouse or a necklace or whatever, you can actually explain it to ChatGPT. Or if you have a picture, you can just upload the picture and say, I'm looking for something similar. Can you find it for me? Not only it will find that product for you, something maybe the same product or something similar, can also give you the links of the stores where you can buy it from. So it's just not work, it can even help you in your day-to-day personal life. And another thing, if you are worried someday that what should I cook, just open the door of your refrigerator, take a photograph, tell ChatGPT that these are the ingredients in my refrigerator, what do you think I should cook? And it would actually give you some recipes. So there's a lot more ChatGPT can do. So when I say AI, a lot of people are fearful that it's going to take your jobs. So it is not about robots taking over. It's about how you can make AI work for you. You can use it as a tool, and don't think that AI is going to be the master. You are still the master. AI is just going to be your assistant. That's the best part about AI. You can control AI. And you don't need to be techie. You don't need to know codes. These are very simple solutions which anyone can use. And the best way to learn AI, play with it, ask questions. And if you're sitting idle, not doing anything, one day, just go back to ChatGPT and say, what do you know about me? And if you want ChatGPT to know certain things about you, tell ChatGPT, this is what I like, this is how I talk, so that ChatGPT starts learning from you, because ChatGPT is all about machine learning. It's about whatever you put in, that's what it's going to give it back to you. So these are a few of my workshops which I do. So I do Canva workshops, I do AI business tools workshop, which is one of the most popular workshop. I have one coming in on 1st of July, where I teach people how they can use AI tools for businesses. I also teach email marketing with the help of AI. I use ChatGPT basics, how to write your prompts. I also do chatbot workshops so that you can use chatbots, the no-code chatbots, and you can link them to your WhatsApp or your messenger, so that you don't have to be there 24/7 for your audience. And I also do Zapier. If you've heard of Zapier, it's basically a bridge which connects one system to another. And I also do ChatGPT creation and many, many more workshops. So if you are interested in any of the workshops, you can get in touch with me. Apart from that, if you want to know some of the very popular tools, so this is the list of the AI tools which are extremely popular at this point in time. If you want to take a picture of this, you can. There are a number of tools which can really help you with a lot of things, like the InVideo tool, which can help you create video content. You just need to write a prompt and it give you a reel, a video, whatever you want. Then there is something called Napkin AI. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool if you want to do brainstorm, value box. It extracts invoices and receipts from your inbox so that you don't have to look for them. So there are a number of tools which you can work with. And if you want to get in touch with me, this is my QR code for my website, and this is my email address. So anytime you feel like that you want to have a chat with me, you can just book a call and I would be more than happy to answer your queries or questions. So I am going to give it over to Rachel.
Thank you very much. That was honestly fascinating. We have had a question from Gerald saying, what about security of my info? So when you were talking about putting your personal info on to GTP to say, this is how I like to talk, these are the things I'm talking about, obviously,
Yes.
security wise,
Yes.
what's your thoughts on that?
So ChatGPT, you have to be very, very careful with GDPR one. So when you are trying to add some data, don't do input any customer data. And if you want advice related to some case, what you can do, you can use, dummy names or names, not the actual names. And a lot of tools, they are encrypted. So even the tools, people who have created those tools, even they can't read what you have input in those tools. ChatGPT Plus, they say if you are a subscriber, then they say that they don't really use that data for machine learning. But then I would say use your discretion. Don't use very personal data. And even if you're using data for whatever purposes, just try and change the names rather than putting the actual data.
It's more about, I think, how you talk
Yes.
and personalizing it that way, isn't it? Rather than your personal information. Does that kind of answer the question, Gerald? I'm not sure, but yeah, rather than putting in your personal data, more kind of who you are and what kind of tone you want to use, if it is content, for example, that you're creating. Councillor Foley, you seem to have a hand up. Would you like to ask the question?
I did, then it disappeared. Sorry. Yeah, thank you for that. That was really interesting. Just back to what was just discussed. Does the same apply to using brand names in your GBT? I'm just thinking about the security GDPR issues.
So if your name is already out there, if you have a website and it has some information, so it's for public to view. So information which is already out there, it's not going to cause any problem. It's the inside information, confidential information, maybe numbers of people, maybe email addresses of people, which you don't want to share with ChatGPT. But apart from that, if there is any public information and you want to use it on ChatGPT, you can use it. But the only thing is that there is another thing which is like copywriting, because a lot of people, what they do, that they would take some data and then they will start building on it. And they would, like, even people are using those data to create courses, which is ethically so wrong. So if you want to create something, even if it's a tutorial, I would suggest create it from scratch. Learn it and then create it from scratch, rather than using somebody's data, because tomorrow it can land you into trouble. So you wouldn't want that. And ethically also, it's so wrong if you're using somebody else's work to do whatever you want to do.
Thank you. Anybody else got any questions? It's a bit of a can of worms, shall we say, isn't it? I suppose when you talk about that, but I think you're right. I think if it's out there in the public domain anyway, then ChatGPT will pick it up regardless. Anyway, they will use that as their content. I say there. it's, I don't know what the pronoun is there, but
yeah. So if their website they have their email addresses and phone numbers, and you want to find out, just maybe give you 10 email addresses of maybe some marketing agencies. So it would just pick up those numbers from there, and you can use it because it's already there on your website. It's for public to view. So that's fine. But if you are inputting it yourself, if customer has given you some data and you've input it in ChatGPT, then that can create a problem. Even if you want to do it and you feel that it should be okay, you should always take your client's permission. That is it okay? Can I use it? If they're okay with it, then it's okay. If it's not okay, then obviously you can't do it. But you have to be careful, especially with ChatGPT, not with other tools, because most of the tools are encrypted. And also with free tools, because sometimes free tools are free for a reason, because they want you to, probably they want to use your data and learn from it, because AI is all about machine learning. So more data you input, more it learns about you. That is exactly the reason after you've used ChatGPT for 6-7 months for almost regularly, it will actually start talking like you, and it will even start thinking like you, and you're like, oh, did I write this or did ChatGPT wrote this? But this is how it learns. This is how, and it is scary. So you don't really have to tell your personal details to ChatGPT. If you want to, that's another thing, because some people use ChatGPT for therapy as well. I don't know how good it is, but it is completely up to you. Then you should be ready for the kind of information. It's like putting information on social media. People are actually putting all kind of information on social media, and then they say that there is invasion of privacy, but you are inviting people to view that information. So same goes for ChatGPT. Whatever you use on internet, I would say it is never personal. It's always public. It's if you think that you're trying to be, if there is some kind of privacy attached to it, I would say anything can happen on internet. So whatever goes on internet, be sure that it would reach somewhere, and it might not be. You think it's private, but it might not be private.
Thank you. Sue, final question before we all go. Sue's asked, would you recommend upgrading to a paid plan for ChatGPT as opposed to the free versions for most things?
It depends on what kind of how exactly you use ChatGPT. If you're using ChatGPT very regularly, it's a good investment, I would say, and it's only about £20, and the amount of time it can save you is amazing. Like I used to do for my workshops, I used to do content would take about 4 to 5 days. I use an AI tool to create my PowerPoints, and it would take me 4 to 5 days. And now I'm able to create it within 2 hours. So it depends how frequently you're going to use it. And then also, because if you use the paid plan, it gives you more access, and it's always available. So during rush hours, there is a possibility if you're using a free plan, it would say it is not available right now. But with Plus plan or the enterprise plan, it would always be available. So if you want that it should be available 24/7, then obviously you should. Yeah.
I've had that before when I've tried to create an image or something, and it'll say there's lots of people using it at the moment.
Yes, yes.
Please
But
wait
if
a
you're a
moment.
Plus user, then it wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Then you are on their priority. So yeah, so they don't queue your whatever questions or images you're trying to create.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I have recorded the session so that I will and I'll share that on our the newsletters and on the website so that people can access it afterwards. And yeah, we can share the slides if needed, just so that people can see what we were talking about today. Some really interesting insights. I hadn't thought about doing things like website audits, and I think that's really useful. And I might do a website audit of Discover Uttlesford and see, based on our kind of target audience, what they would think. So I'm definitely going to look at doing that. So thank you for that tip. Yes, amazing. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I think we've got a couple of questions, unless they're just people saying goodbye. I'm not sure. I'll just wait because Sarah's just typing. Has anybody got any last minute questions before we go? Bear with. Just wait and see if Sarah's typing. David saying thank you, very useful. Also, Sue saying thank you. And I assume Sarah's saying the same. So yes, thank you ever so much for joining. And we will be having another one next month. We're not having one in August, but there will be one in September. The one next month, I'm just finalising the speaker. So as much as I want to tell you all who it will be, please just keep an eye on our newsletters, etc., and to who it's going to be. I think it's going to be surrounding the topic of your personality as an entrepreneur and identifying that in yourself. So bear with, because we're just trying to finalise things, but I will share as soon as I've got it all finalised. And then I think the September one, we're going to be talking about leadership and management and kind of the HR side and the people management side of business that I think some people can find a challenge. I certainly did when I owned a business. So yeah, that might be of interest to you. But yeah, do keep an eye on those. But yes, thank you all for joining, and I will speak to you all soon, I'm sure, and hopefully see you at the next session. And thank you, Vibha, for all of your insights into AI. I've certainly learned a lot this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.